Hey folks, this is D-Roy Cruz here, Big D channel. I was just right behind the screen here listening to one of my favorite ukulele bands out there. They're called, I should have got your name. They play really good. They have a band where they have like an acoustic guitar, about three. They have like a guitalele, maybe, and an acoustic guitar, two ukuleles in the band, a bass, electric bass, and a keyboard player, maybe, and a guy that plays like bongos or quintos or something. They have a nice band. I think they're called the Sons of Archony or something like that. But it's got two women in it. Where is it? Let me go. It's in my history. Let me look at this right here, so you know the name of the band. This is going to be real quick. Yeah, that was funny. History. I hope you can't hear my neighbors next door. My neighbor has company, and they're about to do more than just have company, about to do something freaky over there, whatever. It gets wild through the night. They party. I don't know, and I don't want them to hear me like I can hear them. I hope you can't hear them that good. But before the gets going on, let me get this video done. They're called Archony. They're called Archony. That's what they're called. They're called Archony, or Archony in the Ukulele is the name of the channel, but the band is something of Archony. But the channel name is Archony in the Ukulele. Archony in the Ukulele. Okay. And they're not only doing guitalele and ukulele reviews, but they also are a good band. There's about like two women in the band, and the women sing and play the ukulele. Well, the one woman sings and plays the ukulele. The other woman plays the ukulele. Then there's a third ukulele player. Then there's an acoustic guitar. There's a bass. There's a keyboard, and there's a guy that plays congos and quintos in it. Quintos, however you pronounce that. Okay. What I wanted to say, though, is that I was listening to these guys talk, and they were complimenting this instrument, but at the same time they were complaining that it wasn't like your average, what do you call it, classical guitar. Well, not supposed to be. Now at the end, it finally hit them. They finally start smelling the coffee. This is part of the ukulele family, not the guitar family. And he said, in closing at the video, he finally said it, that I'm saying too. If you are in a band, first of all, if you play ukulele, and this is why this instrument is selling, who's buying this instrument? People that play various instruments like mandolins and mandolins, mandolas. There's another instrument out there, the balalaika. Not the fiddle. There's another instrument that's real small that people love to play, and then there's that one that's the classical Jewish instrument, where the headstock is back here. It's like pointing past your rib cage. This is all way bent back. That's a beautiful sounding instrument that doesn't get enough credit if someone knows how to play it. But there's all these Jewish, Italian, Russian instruments that are very, very common with the ukulele family. They have that in common with the ukulele family. And people that know how to play those instruments a little bit have an interest in the Guitalele. The Guitalele, some people say, well, it's a good classical guitar for traveling. That might be fine, but that's not what it's really made for. It's not really a travel guitar. What you see is what you get. It's not really a travel guitar. It could be used as a travel guitar, but that's not what it is. It is what it is. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you're going to play on stage. What you see is going to make you money in the music world. There are people all over YouTube that make this thing sound wonderful. And I just watched another dude before I started watching Anarchy. His name is Benji Barlett. Benji Barlett. B-A-R-T-L-E-T-T. B-A-R-T-L-E-T-T. Benji Barlett. And these two guys, one's playing like an electric guitar. He's playing roots for the guy that's playing this. And the guy that's playing this is like some kind of classical guru. Now I'm hearing a dog. Okay. We don't have dogs up here, but I'm hearing one. Anyway. Half the party just left. So whatever's left over there is getting ready to. Anyway, his name is Benji Barlett, and this guy is so good. This guy did a whole, like, how long was his video? 9 minutes of just. I mean, he was all over the place. And this guy on the electric guitar was playing roots for him. And he was just all over the place. So, again, they finally got it right after what? How many minutes? Almost 30 minutes. They finally got it right. You know, on Archie of the ukulele, they finally got it right what this is for. And I did another video called How Does This Fit? And you can look at that video. It's on my Big D channel. It's on this channel. But first of all, he's right at the end. He finally got it right. He said a bunch of other stuff, and I'm like, dude, get to it, okay? Finally, at the end of the video, he finally got it right. I think they were just trying to make content in the middle of the video. While they sounded really great demonstrating the thing, because the guy that he had demonstrating it was a classical guitar guy. So, first of all, people that know how to play guitar, if you play, and I might have been wrong about this earlier, but I'm starting to see that on YouTube in 24 and 25, is that people that already know how to play classical guitar make this thing sound really, really great. Okay, they make it sound really, really great. Again, he's right at the end, because if you are a ukulele player, okay, if you are a ukulele player and you don't play guitar, like he said, you could learn this or learn where the two strings are added. And you can even learn as you go along without a lesson, because you already know how to play ukulele. Or if you know how to play guitar, You know, all you need to do is know how to transpose to this key. And that's where it really fits in, because people that play the guitar and they want to play the ukulele, you know, but there's certain songs that you might do where you're going to miss those bass lines. You're going to miss the way you play, because you play with 6 strings, and when it comes to certain songs, you don't mind if the what's it called, the pitch or the tuning changes, but you like your bass lines. You like to play 6 strings. You like to be, you know, all over the neck on 6 strings. So that's good that way. And then again, the ukulele player, adding this to his genre, because at the end, like he said, there's ukulele players who might have this in their collection, and I do know, like, you know, my man Aldrin, you know, Ukulele Underground, and a lot of the guys from Hawaiian Music Supply, they have guitaleles. They own guitaleles as part of their chain of music. They teach guitalele. They teach Hawaiian guitalele. And, you know, but us folks over here in the U.S., we act real dumb. You know what I'm saying? We say dumb things about these small instruments that it doesn't matter what you say. It matters what it sounds like. It matters what are you hearing when you play your favorite songs. That's how you know if an instrument is good at, or where it fits so that it can be good. Because you can take an instrument and say, okay, well, that doesn't sound like the way I played on the guitar, but with a chord change or with a different inversion, you can make this sound better than what you play on the guitar. I know one thing. When I play this, I kind of play it like it's a guitar, and then I feel like I don't have enough room to stretch my fingers because I'm playing it like a guitar. But then when I watch these guys on YouTube, who, you know, these Hawaiian guys and these guys that play classical music, I watch them, you know, in some of these places on the neck, they don't play chords, they play scales, or they play chord bass solos, if you know what that is, chord bass solos. And chord bass solos, this is a perfect instrument for chord bass solos. Okay? And but just imagine you're in a ukulele band, and you know you're playing in the band 2 instruments, and I said this before in other videos. This instrument right here in the baritone, both of these or just one of these, you might only need one, because these bass strings here are really bassy. Okay, you might only need this. Me, I tend to get more movable and alive and, you know, radical with the baritone uke, but this guitalele, it's just as deep, even though it's tuned up higher. These bass strings, the baritone cannot beat these bass strings right here. Even though this is tuned up higher, you know, this way, the bass strings can take you in a lower register than what you're hearing on the baritone, because, you know, you have 2 strings versus the 4th string of the baritone. So therefore, you can actually go deeper in bass on here than you can the baritone. And you know, and it's very confusing. I know, like I said in another video, I played this in church, and I chose this instrument when you know, because for what I was playing, you know, when you talk about practice, you practice something really good, you get to the point to where you realize that these two strings are accompaniment. Now, the way ukulele players that practice this enough, the way they use this is they play it with precise control, because this kind of instrument, with the strings being so close together and there being 6 strings here in a ukulele vein, it's easy to be, especially if you're playing ukulele chords, it's easy to hit one of these bass notes and end up messing up your whole progression. Okay, you keep accidentally hitting this 5th string. Okay, it's going to easily mess up your progression and make it sound off. So you have to play with control. These people that are shredding on this instrument and just playing all this wonderful classical stuff, they have precise control. Now, people that play classical and they play ambient or arbient, or however that goes, music, when they play this, when they use this instrument for that purpose, they play so soft, and they expand the chords out in a way that it's hard to, and they use all 6 strings, or at least 5 of these 6 strings, and they make it sound so mellow and so soft compared to the way I like to, I like to hit it and give it that sound that I'm not getting from a regular acoustic guitar. That kind of like rock sound, that kind of like electric guitar sound. Because when when you're playing up here in the lower registers, that's the beginning of a rock concert right there, baby. What I love about this instrument is like that right there, like that's all the same thing on the guitar. Like this is, you're in guitar vein right here. Love that sustain. But then when you get here to the F, or in this case it would be a B flat, now you're back in ukulele mode. And that's what it is, because I'm using these as an accompaniment. Now, if you were playing this in DGBE or regular guitar tuning, that would all sound together but you're not going to open up like that. And as I go up, I'm getting more ukulele-ish, okay? And that's what's so special about it. It has that, like I said in one video I did not too long ago, well, actually almost 7 years ago, this is something in between the ukulele and the guitar. You can play this as a ukulele with a twist. You can play this as a guitar with a twist. Or you can play this as something different between the ukulele and the guitar. And that's what they meant to say. Again, if you're a ukuleleist and you learn the chords, and like I was telling him, they were talking about there's no education for this. How many times I have to show this book? I showed this years ago when it first came out. How old is this book? Shut up. Years ago. Let me see if I can find a copyright. 2017 is a copyright. So I got this in like 2018, I think. 2018 or 2019. 2018 or 2019 I got this. It came out in 2017. I got it in 2018 or 2019. And they're still saying there's no education for this instrument. And that's not true. We have, and I did other videos on this, we have the Guitalele Chord Bible. Now, whether you call this a Guitalele, a Kinku, a Guitalele, or a Guitalele, it's all the same thing. The GL1, that's what this is. It tells you right there, this is a Guitalele or a Guitalele. This is Yamaha. I got this because I love the color. And I wasn't going to get it unless they had my color. And when I saw that this color was this, well, now they have it in like a black, and they have like a carbon charcoal color or something. But I wasn't going to get it unless I got it in this burst color. I love this color, but and I don't know if you can see it, but I got like a little bit of a crack right there. Oh, wait a minute. That's part of the design. That's part. Yeah, I don't know. That might be part of the design that I didn't know about it. Because when you look at it on camera, see that line going there, it looks like it's part of the design. But I know up here, I got a little chip here. I don't know where that came from. And back here, I got some chips back here. And I got this little scratch back here that looks like a little, you know. And so I got a feeling that, and I've had this for, how long have I had this? I've had this since, I think I had this before I left. I think I got this in 2014 or 2013. I got this. Yeah, I think no, wait a minute. I got this in 2015, I think. I got this in 2015. I got this after I moved here to Pittsburgh, I'm pretty sure. This was one of the instruments I think that I got here after I moved into Pittsburgh. I'm almost positive. But I love it. But I don't really know how to play it that well. And I think that I could practice. I could do that. But anyway, again, because people are talking, and you might be talking and you might be listening, and you're telling yourself the wrong things, or you're listening to the wrong things, people are taking all day to get to the fact that this instrument can stand alone, or it can stand in between the ukulele and the guitar. And just like people use the mandolin, I said this before, just like people use the mandolin in bands with guitars and bands with ukuleles, you can do the same thing with this. And just like I watched that video of this guy, I just told you the name of that Barlett guy, playing his Guitalele up against a electric guitar. He did all the shredding on this, and the electric guitar played the roots, and they sounded so god darn good. It's amazing. You know, again, people that know how to play good guitar, and people that know how to play classical guitar, can pick this up, and they can just start to play whatever they've been playing. It'll be in a different key, but if they know they're different keys and they're different inversions of chords, that's not a problem. But John Mayer played one of these, and there's a lot of other guitar heroes out there who played one of these. What I want to see more of is people playing this as backup or lead in bands like that Barlett guy just did. That was amazing. I want to see more people play this in bands, and, you know, One thing I hate about ukulele and guitalele, those two instruments, and not only that, but these and the dulcimer and any instrument that has less than 6 strings. One thing that people tend to do on YouTube is they need to stop. Please stop it. Quit getting on here teaching us these little skip to Maloo lessons like we're children. I'm 58 years old. I don't want to hear you do 100 videos for how easy it is to play the ukulele and learn basic chords, and you sound childish. And you're not even teaching kids, but you sound childish. You're teaching adults how to, play for stress. Well, all of us don't have stress, bro. We want to learn authentic music, and we want to learn it easy. We don't want to hear you, pluck around and keep on plucking around, and you got a whole YouTube history of you plucking around, never teaching us how to go to the next level. Now, there are some good ones out there who they know that you're going to learn better on your own. So they're only going to teach you, hey, check out the inversion of this chord, or check out the inversion of this scale, or check out how this sounds way down here at the highest fret, or whatever. Something that you're not going to probably run into. But you're going to learn this instrument. You're going to learn the ukulele. You're going to learn the dulcimer better on your own than anybody teaching you. What they're supposed to be teaching you is how to terminalize everything, identify, define everything. That's what they're supposed to be teaching you. What's the theory? What's the theory codes? What do you call this? What do you call that? And then, teach you something that will bless you for the rest of your life because it's something that you found or something that most people skip over, and you spit it out again, and there it is. Okay? But, this instrument here, it's like you can go to a Hawaiian music supply and you can watch reviews by Hawaiians, and they play stuff on here, and it's like, whoa, stop. Wait a minute. Slow down the review. I want to learn that chord progression that you just played. Okay? You sound authentic. And not the Hawaiians guy. I'm talking about these white guys. Excuse me. I have to say white. These white boys here in the U.S. Well, the Hawaii is part of the United States, but these white boys over here in the North. Okay? They have a habit of, it's a ukulele. No, it's the ukulele, man. Say it with an accent. It's the guitar lele, man. Well, that came later. It's actually a kinku or a gila or a guitalele. And there's Hawaiian names for it. Okay, but people just kill me how they take something that's so good. It should be a good review, and they screw it up. And I'm not talking about the Sons of Archony or whatever their name is. I'm talking about some of these people on here, and they have more respect for this than they do because it's got 6 strings. So they have a little bit more respect for it than they do the ukulele. And I'm like, oh my God, you'll see more people play authentic music on this than they will the ukulele. Oh, your ukulele lesson for today. Let's go back to those first 3 chords that we learned 5 years ago. Okay? And I don't need nobody to teach me to play either one of these instruments. But when I'm strolling your content, I find it fake that you can't teach something authentic for once in your goddamn life. When you've been doing this for how long now? How long have you been showing this instrument? And I know a lot of y'all trying to sell the instrument. Well, if you're trying to sell it, wouldn't it be better for you to have at least one goddamn lesson? To teach somebody something so that you could sell a product? Well, I'm going to take this product right here and I'm going to demonstrate it for you by playing something authentic on it. But, I get tired of people, everybody is their like 5-year-old on YouTube. No, we're not. No. We're adults watching your content, sir, ma'am. We're adults watching your content. We don't want to hear, Mary had a little lamb. Skip to my loo, Even Fred Sokolow, my teacher, knows better than teach that garbage. It's not garbage if you're a kid. But that's why I don't really learn my stuff off of YouTube. I learn my stuff out of books. You can sit there and waste your time with YouTube all you want to. I learn my stuff off of books. But again, between the ukulele and the guitar, beautiful for playing in a band. Just imagine this in a band. Because you got an instrument like this, and if you're good, I've seen these guys on YouTube. If you're good, seen these guys on YouTube just they're like soft in their heart. And what it is control. It's all about control when you play. You need a lot more control here than you do on the classical guitar because it's a bigger instrument all the way around. And a lot of these classical guitar players and dreadnought guitar players, okay, that are really authentic and really play music as a career, they'll play something like this and it's a challenge because they know that they have to really, really play according to instruction in order to keep these strings here from buzzing because they're close together and all like that. And if you don't want to play 6 strings, the ukulele is not half an instrument because it's got 4 strings. The ukulele sounds the way it does because of the 4 strings mixed with the size, mixed with the luthiers that know how to keep it Hawaiian. Okay, that's why it has the sound that it does. Instruments like this and the GL1 is just one that's really, really good, but there's some out there that are made by Hawaiians or made in Hawaii. They're very expensive. And, they might have more space between the strings or something, and they might sound better. And I've seen, I think the one for Gretsch has a lot of competition with this as well. I think the one made by Gretsch is a little bit more expensive and a little bit well made and a little harder of a body. But I just wish people would just count all of God's blessings. You know what I mean? Like, I'm amazed at how well you can put a song together with this. I played this in church. And I didn't even hardly practice like days, weeks, and months before I did it. I was practicing, I just bought it. And I had it for a week or two, and then the next thing you know, I'm playing it in church. And I walked up on the stage, and my pastor said to me, he says, "You added strings." I said, "No, it came with 6 strings." I thought a ukulele had 4 strings. Yeah, this is not a ukulele, it's a guitalele. He's like, "Oh my God, it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. It just keeps getting weird. It's a guitalele. I got my guitalele out today." Yeah, I gave the ukulele a break, you know. And I played that song, and, you know, I played up here in the ukulele section up here, the first four strings. But then some of the chords, I went all the way to the sixth string to give it that full balance, and it really, really made a song sound syncopated and embellished in a different way than what you would normally play on the guitar. But anyway, that's all I want to say. I just want to say, like, look, this is not a toy any more than the ukulele is a toy. And if you like the guitar better, then you like the guitar better. If you like the ukulele better, don't feel ashamed because it only has four strings. And if you find that you like something small like this with six strings, don't feel bad, because this has its uniqueness. That's just like if you're a tall man that likes tiny girls, or for a long time you didn't date girls that were any smaller than 5'6". Now you done dated her. Now you're dating a girl that's 5'1". She looks like a kid when y'all walking down. She looks like your grandbaby when you're walking down the street, until people will realize how old she is. And you get used to it. And you find out she's the best love you ever had. No woman, taller or bigger, has ever loved you like this little thing has. It's the same way with the ukulele, the guitalele, the mandolin, these other smaller instruments that don't get enough ratings. This definitely doesn't get enough ratings. The mandolin gets more ratings than the ukulele. The ukulele gets more ratings than this because of the time that they came into the blend. Of course, the mandolin gets a lot of ratings because it didn't come out as part of a certain culture. It came out as its own thing for like bluegrass music and Russian styles of music in Ireland and stuff like that. And then we started to put it into popular music, but it was more like a bluegrass country thing for years, until some of these gurus started leaving Nashville and coming over here to the north and bringing their mandolin with them. And this here has a unique sound. Has a really unique sound like the mandolin. I said that before in another video. It has a unique sound like the mandolin, but it sounds cleaner than the mandolin, because if I take that clean sound and turn that into a chord. And one of the things I love about this GL1, I don't know if all these type of instruments sound like this. And me personally, I'm a ukulele person, but I love getting into this too. I would never just stop the train, get off, and just play this alone. No, I love my baritone, I love my tenor, but these strings, so much sustain, and they sound so electrified. All I'm saying is, as I go up in music and go up in price, I hope that I don't lose any of this. I hope I don't lose any of this. Okay. And for a while I said, you know what, I want to put this down and you know, just play my baritone. And I was doing some lessons with my baritone last night, and I started thinking about this. Because, you know, last time I did a review on this, I couldn't find a fourth string. The fourth string was off. And I had to use like a ukulele string or something for the fourth string. I forget how that went. And I couldn't tune it right. I had to tune it down. I couldn't tune it up to where it's supposed to be, because it would keep breaking. So I tuned it down. And so when I play, it wasn't your regular guitar tuning. It was something else. And it was really different. But when I finally put the right string on there that worked, and I think these are classical guitar strings. I never did get actual Guitalele strings. I went down to my local store and got classical guitar strings and put on here. And so that was another thing that this guy from Anarchy was complaining about the strings. Well, the guy that he had playing, the classical professional that he had playing this, demonstrating this, he was complaining about the strings, and I'm thinking, knucklehead, the strings are what makes it sound good, and these are thicker. Even the E string or the A string, the first string, is thicker than your regular ukulele string. And as you go thicker back, they're all thicker than regular ukulele strings. These are the same size as classical guitar strings. That's why they tell you, just put classical guitar strings on it. You say, hey, how do I get Guitalele strings? Just put classical guitar strings on them and tune them where they're supposed to be. Cut them and tune them where they're supposed to be. And that's what I did. Most of the strings on here are classical guitar strings. I think they all are. Actually, because I don't think I've ever had actual Guitalele strings. They do have Guitalele strings out there now, but when I first got this, they didn't. They just said put classical guitar strings on it. Now this guy, he's complaining about strings, and I'm thinking either it came with classical guitar strings, knucklehead, or why don't you just get some classical guitar strings and put on it. But again, when they got to the end of the video, out of 30 minutes, one thing they said made sense of everything they said. This, like I said, is between the ukulele and the guitar. And you can really, really bend some corners in your music genre by playing this between the two or accompanying the two with it. Wow, the light went on. Okay, but that's all I wanted to talk to you about. Just remember, if any of you are new to the Guitalele, and I think by now in 2025 they got scale books out for this instrument too. But here's the guitar Bible. It's got all the chords you'll ever play. It's got sus chords, your flat sevens, flat ninths, sharps, all your different chords in there that we play for blues, jazz, rock. All of them are in there. This is a complete chord Bible. And in the back here, it also tells you how to take those chords and move them all up the neck to get more, improvisation. So there you have it, folks. I don't need to do a long video about this. The only thing I hate about this instrument is I like fret markers. But the fret markers are on the side here, and there's only two. You have one starting at the 5th string and one starting at the 7th string, and everything else you have to memorize from those two dots where you're, because when you play in a band or something, you don't think about the fret. You just think about, you just remember it was either above that dot or under that dot, okay? But here you only got 2 dots, so if I'm playing up here, I got to count. If I'm playing up to here, I got to count in my head as I'm playing. And you get used to it, because it's such a small instrument. You can get used to it, that you get used to it. But I would like to see this and the ukulele get out of the whole novelty garbage bullcrap and get into the real media, get into the real world of playing. You know what I mean? Everybody that plays these instruments is like a private, backwoods, outside the U.S. kind of person that, and we don't have enough Jake Shimbakoros or Tamani Gardner or Fang E or Anota and Azita, and we don't have enough, what's my favorite? Kimmo, the old fella. He's the BB King of the ukulele. What is his name? I forget his name. Kimmo something. or something chemo. I forget his name. Everybody knows him. We don't have enough people like this. We don't have enough Jake Shimbakoros, here in America, doing this, and doing the ukulele. I'd like to see more action like that. But until we get that action, beware of people who keep acting like there's guitar players teaching you how to play the ukulele here on YouTube. And I'm thinking, dude, if you want to teach people the ukulele, go and take lessons first. Give yourself a couple years to 5 years of you becoming an expert at it before you teach it. At least give yourself 2 years of constant practice and learning. Don't just think that because you play 6 strings, you can easily play 4. Okay? Or because you easily play, another interlinear tuning instrument, you can just play a ukulele or a guitalele or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, the genre is off. The genre is all off. And I just wish people would stop doing that. I wish people would treat any instrument that is sold in the store. I wish they would do their homework and they would buy one and practice it and learn it. Don't just strum on it, but learn it. Learn the genre. Learn why it was made. Learn what their goal was in putting that instrument out on the market. I know what their goal was for this. Their goal was to make this a ukulele hybrid instrument, mainly for ukulele players, to accompaniment themselves and accompaniment each other. Let me say that again. I know what this was made for. This was made for ukulele players that are their own solo performers, career ukulele players who want to accompaniment themselves and accompany those that are playing with them. Okay? And to add more to their own music, since they're going to be playing not just Hawaiian standards and not old Hawaiian standards at that, but new Hawaiian standards, and they're going to be playing modern day popular music. So they need something like this to be in between the genres and in between the styles and repertoire and all like that. And so again, this is not a novelty instrument any more than the ukulele is a novelty instrument. They have their place and they have their fans. We just need those places and those fans to shine more here in the North America as well as West America, South America, here in America. Not just Hawaii, but all over America. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need. Thank you for watching. God bless you. I hope you didn't mind me taking up your time tonight. Just wanted to put something on this channel since I'm listening to these guys. I figured I'd say something about it. Thank you for watching.